Joe, the kids don't care about media anymore. It's about talking about media, and it's your fault. It unironically is a little bit my fault. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Do you know how many messages I've received over the years being like, I hope that you continue to have plot recaps and everything in your videos, because I want to learn about games without having to fully play them. And I'm like, yeah, it's a good idea. I like that I can able to do that for you. I have gotten better about cutting that sections down, by the way. But yeah, I was watching a YouTube video last night, and it was a video on a Netflix show, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, it was an hour long, and I was 25 minutes into it when I just paused it and went, you're just recapping the plot. It's just step by step with like showing a scene and then back to you looking at the camera, just describing what happened and what's about to happen. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? It was literally the whole thing was just fucking just like retelling the whole entire fucking episode. I think that part is important in those videos, but like mix it with analysis, like, and cut it down as much as possible, instead of just showing over and over and over again. He hates the Witcher 1 video. The Witcher 1 video is not like that, though. Like, no way. The Witcher 2 video is somewhat like that, but like, I'm constantly like linking it back to, and here's why the choices and everything matters, and here what you can do different. That's why it's important. What's my worst video for that? Probably the Edith Finch video, right? This is how can I play this? Hold on. Can I play this part of the video? 1 second.
It might also contain the exception of what I just went through with the ambassador, because if there's anything about that explanation that a newcomer might find sticking out vividly, like a shard of glass under a flashlight on the floor of a dark room, it would be the name, the Bloody Baron.
And Velen is chiefly swampy forests.
Joe, your voice got better? Yeah, how am I compared to the sound of the video? Is it okay?
Never return to their camps. Thus, we've temporarily delegated authority in this region to a certain Nordling.
In terms of volume chatter, of course, video's too quiet.
Known by his nom de guerre, the Bloody Baron.
I don't know how to make it louder. It's capped.
Advise you well. Avoid him.
Well, have to re-render that one. Okay, it's better now.
This is where the game properly starts.
Oh, did you think you were going to see more of it? Oh, that's too bad. Oh no. Oh, actually,
it might also contain
so
the
what am I looking
for your entire mega, which canonically gives you a great reason to mop up all the side quests and help as many people as you
We're
possibly
not going to be
can.
doing that, though.
Empty hands to actually fin. Cool detail that. For Geralt to both apart aren't there and it's impossible to play. You can't remember it all. Strengths this sense because of how much exists time, especially for those two in this series have favors for everything someone who wants to play stuff would be play stuff. You are adding some tedium to your experience in exchange for immersion, so your mileage may vary. The next gen update has a great compromise for this, with the option to have the minimap only show up if you hit right click.
This is a great feature, by the way. Oh my god, it's one of the most simplest and best implementations of solving that problem. Fucking hell, man. It's so good.
So you can get lost vibing with the world and quickly get a sense for where you are and where to go without having to halt and switch to the map screen. It also makes the minimap stay on during horse races. I think it's worth using this mode, and the next gen version should be the default going forward, especially for this early stage in the game where it's both effortless and natural to wander off distracted by something and get chained through this darkly beautiful wasteland by monsters, bandits, a peasant in trouble, and a guarded treasure. The density of this stuff has been calibrated quite well, so it's hard not to find something when you're wandering around. You're still in the early honeymoon period with the game, and this can all be so engrossing. So having your eyes free to take it all in instead of being glued to a small circle in the corner is a big positive modifier on that. Have something closer to a freeform experience rather than following a checklist and quest markers. Take on a few contracts after you stumble upon a town, wade through dangerous swamps, kill a water hag and a wyvern, and immerse yourself in feeling what it's like to be a monster slayer on the path, while shamelessly ignoring the main quest.
We're not going to be doing
this. This is getting interesting.
I think.
We're not going.
Yeah, okay. All right, so this is what part I want to show. This is how I handled recap in the Witcher 3 video, okay? So, like, I'm going to let the next, 5 minutes play or something like that. Here we go.
Going to be doing that, though. The main quest here is summarized as follows. Get information on the informant Hendrik, who last reported a sighting of Ciri, and choose whether or not to have a tavern brawl with soldiers while you do so. Go to where he was stationed, which you find has just been raided by the Wild Hunt. Collect his report, which states that Ciri was seen with the local temporary ruler, the Bloody Baron. Approach the Baron's claimed estate, which is the most impressive settlement around, and deal with the ramifications of your actions with his men earlier. They either welcome you or force you to find a secret way in. Speak with the Baron and learn that Ciri was indeed there not long ago, although he won't give you any specifics about how long it's been. How curious. His wife and daughter have also gone missing since they all came to Velen, and he proposes a trade. He won't tell you where Ciri went until you find them for him, and then you're given some leads for this missing person search within a missing person search, although he won't give you any specifics about how long they've been gone. How curious. You help a local peller rescue his prized goat, and with the advice he gives you in exchange, perform a ritual to either ease the suffering of a cursed creature close to the Bloody Baron, or slay it. If you slay it, you have to go back to the peller to perform another ritual to track the Baron's missing family. If you don't, then the creature becomes a helpful spirit and you follow it to get the lead you need. The Baron's daughter is in Oxenfurt, a nearby city to the east. The Baron issues you a pass to get there, but she refuses to come home. The last time she saw her mother, the Baron's missing wife, she was being carried off by a large monster into the swamp, but she won't give you any specifics about how long ago that happened. How curious. Alternatively, you could have already found the Baron's wife by exploring the Brookback Bog to the southeast, as long as you did the other half of the main quest in Velen first. In fact, you could have found her before you've ever spoken to the Baron. The key detail here that links them, meaning you can't know it's her until you do some other parts of the quest, is the runes of binding that burn on her hands. You need to either know this from the peasant who helped them escape for when you see it on the wife, or have seen it on the wife and then hear it from him. Then it all clicks into place. The wife doesn't tell you herself because her mind is addled from a spell, and also you never asked. You return to tell the Bloody Baron that you've done as he asked. His wife made a deal with a powerful force in Velen known as the Crones. She is now being held in servitude to them at their orphanage in the bog, which is really a twisted farm for their children-eating habit, complete with a trail of treats as bait for lost children to get caught in. The rest of this quest is optional. The Baron tells you that Ciri left for Novigrad, and you are interrupted by some odd creature bursting into the room as this happens, but this goes nowhere for now. You are heavily incentivized to see the conclusion of the Baron's story by helping him free his wife from the Crones, but you can also just walk away and be done with this if you choose. The other part of the main quest, following Hendrik's other notes, involves a local witch that turns out to be the sorceress Kiera Metz, who is a minor book character that sounds like Sweetie from Paw Patrol. From her, you learn that someone else is also looking for Ciri, a mysterious masked elven mage who has a hideout nearby. When you go there together to see who it is, you find the Wild Hunt is already searching the place, and you fight your way through them together. At the end of this, you have the option to help Kiera with her problem now after she just helped you. Like with the Bloody Baron, this last part of Kira's story can be done immediately, or skipped entirely, or put on hold for now, and you come back later. This was my 3.5-minute recap to refresh your memory if you've played before, or to set the stage for the more in-depth discussion if you haven't. We'll start that now.
Okay, so the approach in the Witcher 3 video is to condense the recapping into those sections where it's just a pure recap as quickly as I can do it. I think the Novigrad one is a little longer. It's about 4 minutes. I think the Skellige one is only about 2.5 minutes. I think that if you know the game, it's really easy to follow and you can get like a refresh, that sort of thing. But if you don't know the game, I think it's a little too fast and it's a little too like wait, what's going on? Who's that? I don't know these names yet. But it's not like I didn't talk about any of these before or after. So I guess you can get the context from the rest of it, so I think it's okay. I don't know if that approach is the best one, but I tried to like quarantine off as much of that as possible. Obviously, more details are going to show up when it comes to discussing the details, because you have to know that, you know, at some point the Bloody Baron sets the castle on fire, setting the stage for what we're discussing there, but it's a lot less recappy and a lot less like going over the details over and over and over again. So I don't know. I don't know if that's ideal or not. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I think all told, the amount of pure recap sections in a video that's like 12 hours long is less than 10 minutes. Watching that in a vacuum, it kind of already goes on a bit too long. It drags a little bit, but it's a very short sequence in a part that's like, I think it's 90 minutes long. I think it's all right. It's definitely intended more for people who have already played it rather than those who haven't. And you're supposed to just like absorb the rest of the story via osmosis, I guess, with the rest of the stuff. Yeah. I was surprised when you said the recap only took 3 minutes. Yeah, it feels longer than it does, doesn't it? Yeah. Like even in my mind, I said it's going to be about 5 minutes, right? It felt like it was longer than 5 minutes. Do you guys want like the next minute after this is where the game properly starts?
So the teaser's over. The irony of saying that an hour and a half into this video is not lost on me, but the game itself has a multi-hour prologue, and due to the gargantuan amount of previous media it builds on, has more baggage than Mary Poppins going on vacation. So I don't want to hear it. Welcome to Velen. Witcher 3 is an open world game split across 2 large maps and 2 smaller ones, although some may argue that there should be a recognized separation between northern Velen with Novigrad in it and southern Velen, marked by the Pontar River. The other big map is Skellige, and the 2 small ones are Kaer and White Orchard, which you may be surprised to learn you can return to. Well, at least surprised when you first play the game, not when watching this video, because I'm pretty sure I said it earlier. Anyway, it's involved in 2 of the game's epilogues as well.
Ooh, snowy.
You can't go to Kaer yet, but you can head straight up to Novigrad if you like, hilariously swimming past all of the checkpoints, which honestly feels like a huge oversight considering the importance an official pass is given in the story here, and the hoops you have to jump through to get one. You can also quickly accumulate enough coin to pay for the trip to Skellige immediately and see Yennefer and do her part of the main quest first, which are welcome options, except there's some soft level gating awkwardness and the feeling that you are stubbornly ignoring the intended path instead of making an equal choice. Nevertheless, the game is prepared for players expressing that level of freedom with a few changed dialogue lines and also a narrative that mostly survives being done out of order. Mostly. The only arrangement that doesn't survive is doing Novigrad last, for reasons we will speak about in 3 hours or something. I don't even know anymore.
It really is. I think it's
following all the places that Ciri has been spotted, the intended path is Velen, then Novigrad, and then Skellige. And we know that for sure because the game has a leveling system that tags not just enemies and Geralt, but also quests. If you want to try the fool's errand of staying at level appropriate tasks for your entire playthrough, then this is the order you must take. It also narratively makes the most sense, for as much as the main storyline in this game can make sense, that is
the video on 0.9 speed. The speech feels a little slow. Sometimes I intentionally speak slower when I make videos, so maybe that's why you're just not used to it. I assume that most people are going to watch it times two speed or times 1.5 speed, or at least 1.25. But for some people whose English is their second language, I've had a lot of feedback over the years saying your natural speaking voice is a bit too fast. Sometimes you can mush your words together. It would benefit me as an ESL, I think, that if you would speak a little slower. So I try to talk a little slower in videos, and you can just speed it up if you want. Whereas you can't fucking slow the video down. It sounds awful. The dream is to have a girl call me senpai and mean it seriously. So it's never gonna come true.